Yeah.
There's nothing. Somebody has a drive to be. They really want to be a Jew, and they feel like, I don't want to just settle for being a Noahide.
Yeah.
So then go be a Jew. Yeah. But don't tell me that there's something wrong with being a Noahide. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I think it's a great. I would love to be a Goy and be a Noahide. If I was born a Goy, I wouldn't try to be a Jew. I would be happy being a Noahide.
Leslie wants to see more of your face and the way you're holding the paper.
Oh, sorry.
So
hi. Hi. Okay, so that's what I wanted to get to. I can't get on board with this idea of that Noahides are fake Jews. I don't think there's anything lacking. I don't believe there's a single thing. If you're a Noahide, if you're a non-Jew and you're following Noahide laws to the very detail of them, you're a tzaddik. You're what do they call them? A righteous Gentile. You're a tzaddik. Okay, you become a Jew instead. You're going to start off being, just like like the rest of us. Maybe a little higher than us because you're you're a convert. But
right.
I mean, why would you want to give up your big fish in the little pond or whatever they say to be just another minnow? You know what I'm saying? I would rather be the righteous Gentile. I think that's great. Be the all-star in AAA. Name your price the following year. All right. And lastly, they asked if Buddhists and Muslims can be Noahides, and you have to be a monotheist to be a Noahide.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any other religions. I really don't. I can't answer the Buddhists and the Muslims.
Right.
I can tell you that Islam is a monotheistic religion, but that's not enough to make you a Noahide, because I don't know what goes on in Islam. Are you allowed to have bestiality? Are you allowed to do it with
No.
How do you know? Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, it's against Islam to have.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty. Yeah.
I've read some stuff, and I don't know how legitimate it is, but I read that Ayatollah Khomeini wrote a whole tshuva on what happens if you have sex with a sheep and stuff. Can you still eat the meat? And I don't know. It's like.
I haven't really studied all the poskim on this.
and what about sex with close the door. What about sex with incest? Do they have a problem with incest?
I'm sure they do.
You can't just say, I'm sure they do. Do you know for a fact?
I bet they do.
Okay, so I'm going to answer that I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I certainly can't answer for Buddhism. I don't know anything about Buddhism. I really don't.
Right.
And you have to be a monotheist to be a Noahide. And I'm going to say no. I don't think you have to be a monotheist. You have to be a theist. No. Yeah, is that the word? What's so funny?
A theist believes in God is a monotheist.
Yeah,
so a theist who believes in multiple gods is a polytheist.
No, but
a theist, just a theist, is a monotheist.
I'm saying the opposite of atheist.
The opposite of atheist is a theist.
That's what I was trying to get at.
Monotheist.
No, but I'm saying as long as you have God in the picture.
And it's only one.
No, you can have many gods, but one of you can have like a whole soccer team of gods. Okay, I don't have Torah doesn't have a problem with that, as long as one of them is the God of the heaven and the earth who gave the Torah to the Jews. As long as one of them created the heavens and the earth and gave the Torah to the Jews, he can be like midfielder on a whole team of gods. Is my understanding. That's okay for a Noahide, at least according to the Rambam, paskin by the Ramah. Okay, according to the Rambam, oh no, but okay, that's it. I think I covered all the questions from last week.
Okay, great. So this week we're going to talk about labels.
Labels, yeah.
And the 4 levels of secular tumor.
Don't give away what's coming. Why do you have to do that?
Why do you have to be that way?
Okay, do you want to start, or do you want me to start?
I'd like you to start.
Okay, there was I asked for some topics a while back from viewers. What do they want us to talk about? And one of the things people asked was questions like, "Hey, are secular Jews still Jews?"
Yeah.
And the answer is yes. It's like it's when you're born a Jew, you're a Jew for life. There is nothing you can do to to escape being a Jew.
Yeah.
It's like the Hotel California.
Yeah, you can check in, but you can never leave.
You can never leave. Once you're in, that's it. You're born a Jew. You know, you can do anything you want, but you will always be a Jew. Okay? Now, there is a caveat to that. There's what's called a heretic. Can we talk about heretics here? Or is that a dirty word?
Okay, the door's closed. You can say all the dirty words.
There's a heretic, and there's different types of heretics. There's minim, apikorsim, koifrim. Basically, what it boils down to is if someone is a heretic, and they're defined differently, how they get to that point, but when they get into that category, they lose a little of their Jew status. They're still a Jew,
yeah,
but they lose some status. They lose some credits, if you will. We can no longer count them in a minyan.
yeah.
You know, you can't count them in a minyan. You can't trust their kashrus. So if they say something is kosher, that doesn't mean anything to you. You can't eat at their house then because you can't trust them. We don't believe their testimony, and we certainly wouldn't put them in a position where they would teach us anything. We can't go to their lectures, you know, and such a person can't be the Rav of a community or of a shul or anything like that because they're a heretic. Okay? So what constitutes a heretic? You know, like if somebody like there's different things. You know, you start saying that there's more than one God. Start teaching that there's more than one God. That would be a fast way to become a heretic.
That Jesus was God. Say
Jesus is God. That's well. It depends also. If you're like what's called a tinek shenish bebegoyim. You know what tinek is? It's a baby that was kidnapped by non-Jews.
Right, if you don't know any better.
If you don't know any better and you're brought up, you know, in secular America and you don't know anything about Judaism, and, you know, you're introduced to Judaism through Jews for Jesus, and you become a Messianic Jew or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not held against you necessarily. You're not necessarily a heretic, you're just an ignoramus.
Right.
You know, you're a tinek shenish. I'm more concerned about the leaders of communities. That's the thing. When someone, let's say, becomes like a conservative movement rabbi, a leader in the conservative or in the reform, or we're going to talk about some other movements, and you start telling people, you know, stuff that is lahefik, is the opposite of the halacha. You start teaching the opposite of Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to start treading into the heretic zone.
Yeah.
These are heretical movements.
Yeah.
This door opens and closes. And those are the people that I have problems with.
Yeah.
I have more problems with the guys who profess to know something. The guy who's learned 300 pages of Gemara. The guy who tries to argue with me about the Talmud. Those are the guys I'm more nervous about. Those are the guys I start thinking heretic. You know, just some idiot, you know, who like joined, you know, Christianity doesn't necessarily bother me. You know, I just say Nebuch. You know, he got caught up in something.
Yeah.
Are we good there?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Then people also wanted to know, like, hey, explain the difference in the labels. Okay, there's all kinds of labels out there. You know, there's more labels than there are Jews. Am I right?
Yeah.
There's so many labels that we can't possibly go through them all, and I don't even know what they all are because they're so verkauft and contrived. But basically, I'll just run through them. We're not going to even explain them. I'll get to a whole thing later. There's Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, and there's the Frumster labels. There's like Yeshivish Modern and Yeshivish Black Hat. Right. You know, for the life of me, I don't know the difference. Do you?
Yeah, Yeshivish Modern looks more modern. Yeshivish Black Hat tends to wear a black hat.
And there you have it. I really don't know what that means, to be honest.
I do. So Yeshivish Modern would be Zionist. Yeshivish Black Hat would not be Zionist. That would be one example. Yeshivish Modern would go to more likely to go to a secular university. Yeshivish Black Hat would be less likely to go to a secular university. Okay.
Good. He understands it. My thing is, here's me. When they call them the Frumster labels. Anybody knows about Frumster? It's like the de facto singles dating site for frummies, and I was on it for a while. And the label that I picked was like none of the above. And I picked Shomer Mitzvot, which means, hey,